Hello, I'm Hiro, and I'm Patriot. Welcome back to Andrew's Reactions. Today we're watching Winter Tanzak episode 10. What could go wrong? I don't know. Let's find out.
The train, for its type, is the most powerful vehicle on land, and the engines of Sodor are the power behind the docks, industries, and branch lines that make up the world-renowned Northwestern Railway. These are the stories of Sodor. I can think of few words that evoke as many emotions as progress. For better or worse, things are constantly changing. On a railway, this is especially true. On a railway, change is often quite abrupt, as its engineers are always working, always innovating. As much as I hate to say it, Diesel is probably the best example of this. Despite his appearance, the Middy's numberless engine is not in fact a BR-08 class diesel. He was actually a Paxson V1, an experimental unit built by the LMS in 1931 to test the viability of diesel-powered propulsion. He really was ahead of his time, which was ultimately the problem. Diesel engines in those days were very primitive constructs, and there weren't many people who knew how to maintain them properly. And while he was leagues ahead of a steam engine in terms of efficiency, he fell dramatically behind in pulling power. These shortcomings were the reason why he was the only one of his class ever built, which was always a source of great pride for him, just like Gordon. He was the only A0 ever built and was something of a prototype for the LNER's entire line of A-class engines, the most famous of whom I would have the privilege of meeting one spring afternoon. Hello, Gordon. How are you? I'm always well whenever I return on time with the Express, Edward. Of course you are. Though I must admit, my spirits were dampened when I parted from Barrow due to some fearful news I'd heard over the wireless. What's wrong? Did the Nazis finally invade Poland? I knew it! No, Edward. We just lost to Australia in the fourth test match. Pardon? Cricket, Edward. I'm talking cricket. I see. You sound thoroughly disinterested. That's because I am. Sorry, I don't care much for the sport. What sort of an Englishman are you? Considering I'm a trained Gordon, that's a very interesting question. But you do take pride in being British, right? Of course. Then how can you not be outraged that we were thrashed by one of our own colonies? Because it's inevitable, we'll get them back. Very true. I suddenly feel that much better. Thank you. My pleasure, old boy. Wait, whose whistle was that? No, it couldn't be. Couldn't be who? Scott. I doubt very much there's ever been a more famous engine than the A3 that was approaching Knapford, and there are certainly none that have ever traveled the tracks on three different continents. The poster boy for the LNER, the pinnacle of the best locomotives, these were the qualities that best exemplified the Flying Scotsman, better known as Scott. Hello, Gordon, my dear brother. It's so good to see you. Scott! I don't believe it. What brings you here? Duty, dear brother. My coach and the holiday makers looking to escape the grime of London. I'm surprised Mr. Starr didn't mention anything. He wanted it to be a surprise. It was easy for me to stay silent, as I so wanted to see the expression on your face. You have that same look whenever Thomas walks out, Gordon. Be quiet. Come now, Gordon. That's hardly befitting an engine of Sir Nigel Gresley, wouldn't you say? I suppose. Neither is a lack of introductions. Who is your friend, dear brother? Scott, this is Edward. Oh, Edward. You've heard of me? I heard about the time you needed assistance from the Middy's goods engine. I see. Why so sullen? The reporter who wrote that article, you know what he referred to me as, right? Ah, yes. Old Iron. Very unprofessional. But you shouldn't let that bother you. Not since you were willing to accept help, even from an adversary, to bring your passengers to their destination in such a state. That is the mark of a true nor'easter. Oh, well, thank you, sir. Please, Edward, call me Scott. All my friends do. All right. Thank you, Scott. Anyway, I do hope you'll be staying on Sodor a while, Scott. We have much to catch up on. Indeed, dear brother, especially concerning the cricket. Did you hear what happened with the Australians? Edward and I were just talking about that. He's just as outraged as I am. Aren't you, Edward? Yes, Gordon. Thoroughly outraged. Now, who was that? Oh, no. He's here too? Who? So, Scotty, they let you out of the works, did they? No matter. I'm sure you'll be back there in short order. What blooming cheek! Who was that, Scott? That was Jeffrey, Express Mixed Traffic Engine for the Middies. Express Mixed Traffic? I've never heard of such a designation. He's an experimental unit, one I hear is performing above and beyond expectations. What was that remark he made about you being in the works? Routine maintenance, Gordon. Nothing serious. But to Jeffrey, any trip to the works is a sign of weakness. And he's so infallible? He must be. In the 4 years he's been running, he's never once had to visit the works. Really? Not once. Not once. And you know I've had some problems in the past, right, Gordon? We all have, Scott. Don't mind that or that brute. You'll always be the pride of the LNER. You mean we will always be the pride of the LNER, don't you, brother? Of course. And you do know I was including Edward, don't you, brother? Yes, of course. Thank you, Scott. In short order, we all made our acquaintances with Scott, whom we all took a keen liking to very quickly. And while his passengers enjoyed their holiday on Sodor, Mr. Starr arranged for the famous A3 to help us out around the island. He had absolutely no quarrels about doing this, happily accepting any job, even shunting. But everything I just said then, you could also apply to Jeffrey. He, too, was a charismatic, hard-working character among the middies, one who took a keen liking to a certain member in their ranks. Are you absolutely sure about this, Jeffrey? Quite, Diesel. It is a technique I've employed numerous times before, and the nor'easters have never caught on. Not once. Well, if I had a hat, I'd be dipping it to you right now. Of course, such an undertaking is only feasible so long as you have a reliable partner. Is this acquaintance of yours up to the task? Oh, you better believe it. I've used her before and she didn't rat me out. Then, where is she? Colin's meant to be bringing her in. I just hope the idiot remembered to pick her up. Well, nice of you to finally show. What do you mean? I'm on time. What's eating you? Nothing. Did you bring her? Yes. But what do you need Colleen for? Actually, you know what? Never mind. Don't answer. I don't want to know. Huh? That might be the smartest thing I've ever heard him say. Oh, hello, Diesel. Ah, sweet Colleen. You're looking absolutely radiant. What's the job, Diesel? Ah, can't an engine complement a beautiful truck? And the job, Diesel. See that train over there? Henry's meant to be taking it out soon. We want to couple you up to it, and then for you to experience brake problems further down the line. That's it? That's it. You think you can do it? Of course. Oh, Colleen, you're an absolute treasure. Oh, spare me, Diesel. So far, so good. The rest is up to her. Then we've got nothing to worry about. The train Colleen was attached to was a rather important one that Henry needed to take to the mainland. My only guess is the reason why she didn't act sooner, say, on Gordon's Hill, was out of respect for what happened to Dominic. Nice to know she had some scruples, I suppose. Oh, ow! What's going on back there? I'm reading a hot box, Henry. You need to stop. A hot box? Oh, bother. That's the last thing we need. Don't go getting yourself in a tizzy, Henry. You go back and have a look. No, it's not a hot box, but it does look like your brakes have slipped on. They have. I didn't realize. Let me just try. Yep, they ain't budging. We'll need to call in Mickey. Oh, bother. As you can see, Diesel was unfortunately right to trust this admittedly troublesome truck, but this was not the first time he had used her in one of his schemes. She had been the one whom Diesel had thrown into the back of Percy that one time. She had also remained fiercely tight-lipped about the incident, despite intense questioning. That almost worked against her when Mickey was called out to inspect her. Hang about. Do I know you from somewhere? Oh, maybe a passing glance? You know us trucks. We get about. Right. I have to give Jeffrey and Diesel credit, for they had picked their time well. No matter whereabouts Colleen acted, the main line would have been blocked. And since most of the trains on the tracks at that time were nor'easters, we suffered extensive delays because of her subterfuge. Mickey would learn of this not long afterwards and kept a close eye on Colleen. And when she was involved in a near-identical incident with Thomas several days later, resulting in identical delays for the nor'easters, the chief reported his suspicions to Joey, who would enact a sting to get to the bottom of this. All right, Whip, let's run through this one last time. And then we'll bring the suspect in, and then you shunt her next to your boy at the rear of the yard. And if she asks why, yardmaster's orders. Then what? I scarp her off and let them talk. Perfect. You'll do fine. I really hope this works. The nor'easters are getting clobbered by all these delays. Hope is what engines like myself fight.